7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, Pinobi here, bringing you another deck list video. For those of you that are not familiar with me and my channel, because you're, just getting brought here by some other Yu-Gi-Oh video or something, feel free to check out my channel, check out my other content. Most of the people that keep track of my channel are into Pokemon-related content, but Yu-Gi-Oh is definitely another outlet that I care about, so feel free to check all that out. I have all of my content divided into playlists on my channel. Getting into this video, this is going to be an Evil Hero Dark Gaia deck. I call it, Dark Gaia OTK. It was a little bit more popular. It hasn't actually been too popular, but it is something that you used to see every once in a while back when Allure was, at 3 and at 2. With Allure at 1, this deck has become a lot more difficult to run. I just rebuilt the deck last night actually. I took it apart when they brought Allure back to 1, but I've tried running the deck now, and it's running pretty well. I might mod it as time goes on to add it a little bit more consistency, because if you draw too many monsters, it can be a little difficult. However, this deck has shown a lot of success, and people really like the originality of it, the way I run it. So let's just go ahead and get into it. For those of you that don't know the effect of Evil Hero Dark Gaia, he has question mark attack. His attack becomes the attack of the combined, monsters used to fusion summon him. He can only be summoned with the spell card Dark Fusion, which there's a card called Dark Calling, which is treated as Dark Fusion, which removes from play the material monsters from the graveyard to special summon him. And in a format where getting stuff into the graveyard is so much easier, it's definitely a very viable strategy. Also, whenever he attacks, all defense position monsters on your opponent's side of the field go into attack position, and if they are face down, they're flipped face up, and their flip effects are not activated. So things like Raikou, other popular flip effect monsters, are no threat. Super Nimble Mega Hamster, Gravekeeper Spy, none of that is a threat to him. So that is really good to keep in mind. So let's just go ahead and start off with the monsters. First, we have one Dark Arm Dragon. I'm sure we're all familiar with Dark Arm's effect. He's really easy to use in this deck, and all that good stuff. Let's just go ahead and keep going. Oh yeah, I didn't actually say it, but the fusion materials required for Evil Hero Dark Gaia is one Rock-type monster and one Fiend-type monster. So let's just go over the Rock types that this deck's going to utilize. 2 Big Peace Golems, because this deck does have a lot of anti-back row. So you can, get rid of your opponent's back row, normal summon a Big Peace Golem. He has 2100 attack. He's like a Cyber Dragon, except for it counts as a normal summon. But most of the other cards in this deck you're going to special summon them. So, not too bad. And, you can always card destruction and Morphing Jar these cards away. One Morphing Jar. Morphing Jar is a Rock-type monster, and he works amazing in this deck. He is one of the absolute best cards in the deck. I'm sure we're all familiar with his effect. Both players discard their hands and draw 5 cards. Valkyrion the Magna Warrior. He has 3500 attack, and he's an 8-star Rock monster, which means you can use him as trade-in fodder, you can use him as discard fodder. If you remove him with Dark Calling to summon, Evil Hero Dark Gaia, he has 3500 attack that goes towards the attack that Dark Gaia will have. We have Gaia Plate the Earth Giant ×2, another 8-star Rock monster, meaning he is trade-in fodder. And of course, you can remove from play 2 Rock monsters in your graveyard to special summon Gaia Plate the Earth Giant to help you, swarm to get that OTK, 1-turn kill. We have Grinder Golem ×3. I might drop this down to ×2 since Allure is at 1, and he's mostly trade-in fodder and Allure fodder, and then other discard fodder. But yeah, he's got 3000 attack, so he definitely goes to help Dark Gaia. If you use the Valkyrion with him, that's 6500 attack right there. All you need is one other monster, and you've got game. One Dark Necrofear. This deck runs a lot of Fiend-type monsters. Dark Necrofear is a good Allure pitch-off, a good trade-in pitch-off, and can be really great late game because you're going to have a lot of Fiend-type monsters to summon it. Then we've got 3 Dark World, Gold of Dark World, Lord of Dark World, or whatever it is. 2300 attack. Whenever he's discarded, he's special summoned. Whenever he's discarded by an opponent's card effect, you blow up 2 monsters your opponent controls. Really important to have this card in the deck because he's a Fiend type monster, which means you can remove him for Evil Hero Dark Gaia. And you'll see, you know, as the rest of the deck unfolds, that discarding plays a large part. So with him plus an Evil Hero Dark Gaia, you can usually push for game in that one turn. Silva, pretty much acting as the 4th gold, just a 4th 2300 attack beat stick. You really don't need 3, you know, Silvas and 3 golds like you would in a Dark World deck. It runs, you know, fine. Next, we've got 3 Brow, Huntsman of Dark World. When he's discarded, you draw a card. You really want to get through your deck really fast in this particular build, in this, you know, deck type. You really need to get through fast. So 3 Brow really helps. 1 Khaki. To be honest, this might be a card I might want to consider taking out for like a hand destruction or something like that. But for now, 1 Khaki just to get rid of monsters so you can get that push for game. 1 Evil Hero, Evil Hero Infernal Gainer. You contribute it off to make a Fiend monster on your side of the field be able to attack twice that turn. Since this deck doesn't have a whole lot of normal summons, you can summon him, called Priority, he can't be bottomless or whatever, tribute him off, and then your Evil Hero Dark Eye can attack twice that turn, which right then and there should be game. We got Sangan, just because he can search out the Brows and the Morphing Jar and things like that. He's a good set, you know, first turn or something while you're just kind of waiting to gather some more stuff in your hand to make your big push. So let's just go ahead and go on to the spells. We've got 1 Allure Darkness. Hopefully it'll get pushed back to 2, considering that Allure hasn't been doing that much these days, in my opinion. I really don't think it's necessary to have it at 1. You know, Power Duality came out. Come on, guys. We can really seriously put Allure back to 2. But it's one of the main cards in the deck because there's so many dark monsters. We have 3 Trade-In, and another huge card for the deck. One of the main engines that lets you draw into what you need to start going into Broke and to get your OTK off. Get your stuff in the graveyard. 3 Dark World Dealings, another very important card with Brow and with, you know, your gold and silvas to go ahead and get ready for game. We have 3 Dark Calling, which is the card that remove from play a Fiend and a Rock-type monster in your graveyard to special summon an Evil Hero Dark Gaia. Very useful, and all that good stuff. Flipping one over there. Card Destruction, another really good card, just as it, you know, is in a Dark World deck. Pitch your hand, go ahead and draw it back, you know, Brows and Golds and Silvas, and oh my, you can really get broken with Card Destruction in the deck. 3 Dark World Lightnings to get rid of back row, to get rid of annoying face-down monsters, but usually to get rid of back row. In a format with no Heavy Storm, people are going to be setting a lot, so Dark World Lightning is definitely a useful card. You can drop Brow to get some drawing in. 1 Giant Grenade, usually a very common card you see in OTK decks, just to ensure that you are going to be able to push for game. And 1 MST, pretty much along the same lines. MST is a card that maybe could be taken out for like hand destruction or some other draw card. It was pretty much a throw-in because Allure is unfortunately gone, and so is Heavy Storm. Then, moving on to the last part of the deck, traps, we have 3 Reckless Greed. That is it. Pretty much, if you draw a Reckless Greed, you know, you set it first turn, you just wait, don't do anything. They might get some minute damage in on that first turn. Most people play defensive with Raikos and things like that on the first turn. You can activate your Reckless, and with those, you know, that'll be like 8 cards or something, you can usually get an engine going and push for game. So there you go, that's the deck. I hope you guys really like it. It has worked really well for me. It worked really amazingly when Allure was at 2. Unfortunately at 1 I do have to do some more play testing. I might need to try to find some space either by taking out a Khaki or an MST or something like that to be able to open up a room for like a hand destruction, which even though it would be a -1, might be worth it just to keep the engine alive long enough to get into your Dark Callings to cinch. That's not right. To ensure the 1-turn kill. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you really enjoy. Hope you enjoy my future videos, future deck lists. I do have more deck list videos on my channel, so feel free to check for that. I'll keep you guys posted with more videos in the future, and that's about it. Peace out.